Hi chess friends, welcome to this new video. Today I want to show you some really important checkmate patterns that you have to know. Imagine to be in an endgame, completely winning for you, but you don't know how to win. Or you are in an endgame and you have a few seconds on the clock. For example, for me this happened a lot of times. And you have to move fast, and if you don't know the right technique to finish the game, it's a problem because you could waste your time, waste some move before to do checkmate, and then your time will finish. Okay, so it's important to learn this. In this first position we have white pieces completely winning obviously with the queen, but what can we do to do a checkmate? Before we play king d4 to do a, a block for the black king. Here black decide to come back with the bishop, but the point is this king can come on the 5 rank, okay? Because my white king blocked completely. The second move you have to play here is to bring the queen on an e5 and again block this square for the king. This square are blocked, can you see? This. The queen is controlling all these squares, and the king has less space now. Another move is queen d5 check, and this is good because another time we block some square and black king has less space again. Okay, and now king b6. What can you do to block some square? You have to play queen d8. This time we play to capture this bishop. If king try to keep an eye for this bishop, if you are thinking something like this, I can come on c5 with the king. Okay, this is an idea. Okay, so after king c6 I take the bishop, and now the king is on d6, and what can I do? Again I have to close some squares, so I play queen e8. I close again here, and now I have to go with the king. Obviously, can you see? I have to block some square, and look at this queen. This queen is blocking this square, and the king is blocking this square. So the king has no square, has to come here. And can you see now this block? What can you do to block again? You have to come with the queen here. This is check. If can you see, if king come here, this is checkmate. So there are only one square for the king. King has to come here, and now is checkmate in 2. Can you see? You simply move the king. Okay, you move the king, you leave this square, and now you go for checkmate. Let's go with another problem, but this time a queen against a knight. But the idea that you have to remember for all this type of endgame is that you have to block the escaping square of the king of your opponent. This is a typical idea, general idea for all this problem. Okay, instead to give some check, casual check, completely useless, you have to put your pieces in a way to create a completely a barrier, okay, a block. And in this way blank king has less every time square, less square, okay, to move, and in the end you will find the checkmate. Now this time in this position there is a knight. Okay, what can you do here? You can play king d4 because this knight is controlling this square, but you can play this. Now the knight come back, and now what can you do? You can play with the queen, like queen c5 is an interesting move, but the best move here is queen b6, because the point is if king come here you can take the knight. So queen b6, can you see, block all this square, because if the king come and you here you take the knight, and the only square to defend is to come on d6, and now the queen is guarding all the 6th rank, and the king is blocked here. or this or can come here. Okay, so we are blocking some square. Okay, now would be nice to play this move, but it's not possible. King d5, there is a knight, so you have to move the king here and wait some time for the black move. And now knight d5, d6 check. I move the king, and now I come here. I am attacking the knight come back, and again I'm play king d5. King has no square. Can you see? The knight has no square. If the knight come here, I will capture with the queen. The knight come here, the same, capture with the queen, okay? And this is controlled by the queen. The only square for the knight is this, okay? And if the knight come here, I simply give a check, as this king is controlling this square, and king has to come on the 8th rank, okay? So this is a point. So king e8 by computer, and now always with the queen I want to block some square, and this queen is controlling the 7th rank and the king is blocked on 8th rank. Now what is happening? Knight come here, now I have to come with the king. I'm attacking the knight come here, and with check I attack the knight. I decide to come here to attack the knight. If I play this king f6, then I can jump here with check, so I want to avoid some check. And now the computer decides to sack the knight, and now I take the knight, king come here, and now I want to block some square with the king. King continue to move, and now what can you do to close the game? You just win with this, king f6. And after the king move, you have some easy checkmate like this or like this. Okay, let's go with another problem. This time we see a queen against a rook, and this type of endgame, it's really difficult. It's not like the bishop and knight endgame, because with the against a knight or a bishop, the queen is easily able to take with the check the piece, okay, the bishop or the knight. But against the rook, if your opponent is good, could cover check with the rook, could block the king behind the rook, could be difficult. And this time is really important to know the technique, because it's really difficult endgame, okay, in some position. And what can you do here? You have in 18 moves for computer the checkmate, and you have to take the rook. And what can you do? The rook is attacking my queen, so I have to move my queen, obviously, and I begin with this incredible move that is really difficult. If you are thinking like king f5, for example, is a good move, yeah, but the best move for computer is so beautiful, and it's queen b8. And can you see the idea? Remember, you have to block the square of the king of your opponent. Look at this queen. What is doing? The king has no square, because the king is covering the 6th rank, and now the only move of my opponent is to move the rook. We have rook f7, and now what you have to do? You do the same. You do check, and can you see what is doing this king? King is covering this square. Queen is controlling the 7th rank, and king has to come here. Only one square, because if king come on d8, I can take the rook. So we have the king e8, and now the king is blocked on the 8th rank, because the queen is controlling the 7th rank, and the king has to remain here all the game. So now what can we do? The queen is attacked, so I have to move my queen, and I could play queen c8 check, and now king has only one move. And now can you see which is the move to block every square for the king? Yeah, it's king e5. Look at this. King e5 is controlling all this square, and can you see? Black, sorry, has no move, has to move the rook, has no move with the king. So we have rook at g7, and now the same idea. Look at this, queen c7, because I want to show you this from the top. Can you see the king try to keep his rook near, because the rook is good at defender, but now you block all the square with this impressive technique, and you realize that your opponent has no square. Okay, and look at this technique, is so elegant, so beautiful. And every time you do this check, king come here, and now you do this check and king come here. Can you see? The rook every time has to, because if the king move, risk to be a target. Okay, for example, if the rook try to escape on this file, you give a check, and you take the rook. Okay, if the rook try to come here, sorry, in the light square, this you give a check, and you take the rook. Okay, and if the rook come on g1, okay, you have no check to take the rook, but you continue to give check with the queen, and you will find a way to take the rook. So king has to come here, and now the same technique again, I think. No, this time not. I want to see why this move doesn't work. Okay, check, and now I want to bring my king to the game. Oh, sorry, not this, obviously. Queen check, and now I want to bring the king here, and okay, because the rook this time can continue to do some check. Okay, and it's not working. Okay, so computer suggests this. Look at this, and now queen d5 check. King has to move, and now, sorry about that, we play king g5, and king is blocked here. Can you see? Has only this square. Okay, can come here, but is blocked. Okay, if try to come on f8, I will give a check. Now rook h2 to try to give some check, but now I play the move queen e5 check, and now I can take the rook. You have to find a way to make move this rook, and when the rook move, you have to find the tactic to take. Okay, so now the rook move here, you give a check. Can you see the rook has no square? Okay, and if the rook comes here, you have a check, and the h1 square is controlled. The h1 square is controlled by my queen, so the rook can come on h1. So this time I play. After this, I check, and now I take, and now it's a normal game where you win the game. Okay, easy checkmate with king and queen. So I hope this video enjoy you like always, and maybe can be a little boring, but it's really important to know this type of checkmate endgame. And it's I tell this, use this, because it's really for my experience that I'm maybe in some position, okay, in a winning endgame, but I have a few seconds on the clock, and if you go for casual check, you want to be able to do checkmate, but with this technique you will be able to do checkmate in a few seconds. So thank you really much for watching my video. I see you soon another time. Bye bye. Thank you.